Hello, welcome to the Fourth Heritage Initiative. And today I want to talk about a topic which is kind of new, but the reason why in many African societies people don't read. As you know, there are so many stereotypes about we Africans don't read. And people look at it as if people look at it rightfully that it's negative. Yeah, we should be reading. But very few people ask the reason why. Why aren't we a reading culture? And the answer is in the nature of education and in the nature of the way people perceive life. You know, when you're going to your first years of school, people tell you, you go and learn how to read and write. But that's wrong. It should be you go to learn how to write and read because writing comes before reading. Like, think about it. Writing comes before reading. When you're in your first class, the first thing that happens is someone writes and then you read it. So, as a society, because we don't write, that's why we don't read. Currently, I'm living in England, in the UK, and if you just go to bookstores or to many houses, you find all kinds of books. Uh, I've been to a home where I saw a book about all birds of Britain. And this person just wrote and took pictures about all the birds in the UK. And because he did that, if you want to know about birds, you go and read. And many people read about birds of Britain. And even there are other things, miniature things about all bridges in the UK. There are books where you can read about the different bridges and different times they were made. And because those books have been written, so thousands of people get to read about bridges and other things. So in our society, actually, I've seen a statistic whereby if you take the whole African continent, we every year we write so few books. I think South Korea writes as many books in one year as the whole continent of Africa. I might be mistaken. Maybe if you remove Egypt and South Africa, I'm not sure. But either way, 54 countries or 52 countries. But the number of books we write are almost non-existent. So that's the reason why people don't read. And I remember in Uganda growing up, there was a video that I saw. I don't know if it was in Uganda or in Kenya, but one of those videos where after a national exam, I think it was like the O-level exams, high school exams, students were outside celebrating and burning books. Why? Because they had finished their academics. They had finished what they are supposed to do and no more life interacting with books. And that's an extreme thing. But the fact is, in our society, because writing is not a culture, that's why reading is not a culture. And many people look at reading as a chore, as a work, as something that you do to appease parents or to get a certificate, but it's not part of culture. It's not part of who we are socially. And in order to change that, you have to start writing. So when someone says Africans don't read, just remember it's because we don't write. And just find a passion and write about it. Also, unlike reading, which is a passive act, writing is very active. The way someone writes is the way they think. So writing is you articulating how you think, whereas reading, not necessarily. So depending on how you think, depending on what you're interested in, just write. You could be interested in football, write a book about football. People will read it. Personally, I've been writing books about mindset change. Why? Because that's what I'm interested in. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, Africans, yes, we don't read. Why? Because we don't write. And if you're concerned about that, do me and yourself a favor and start writing. And in that process, you will change, you will focus your thinking, and you'll be on the journey to mindset change, which the whole Fourth Heritage program is all about. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.